you're falling off a cliff. Or maybe you're in the passenger seat of a car crashing into a wall. The impact is a millisecond away. You brace for the end. And then, you wake up, heart pounding, staring at your ceiling. Every single human being has experienced this. Right at the exact moment of death, your brain pulls the emergency eject cord and forces you awake. But why? Is it because your brain physically doesn't know what happens after you die, so the simulation just crashes? Or is it something much more primitive? The answer is far stranger, and it has almost nothing to do with death itself. To understand why you wake up, you first have to understand what a dream actually is. Most people think dreams are just random stories your brain invents while you sleep, but neuroscientists now believe something much more sophisticated is happening. During REM sleep, your brain isn't simply entertaining you, it's building an entire reality from scratch. Every face, every sound, every smell, every emotion, every street, every mountain, every person you've never met, it all exists inside a world generated by roughly 86 billion neurons working together. For those few minutes, your brain becomes a movie studio, a physics engine, and a virtual reality headset all at once. And the strangest part? You completely believe it. That's because one of the most important parts of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, is mostly offline during REM sleep. This region is responsible for logic, critical thinking, and asking simple questions like, wait, how did I suddenly end up on top of a skyscraper? Or why is my childhood dog driving a bus? Since that system is partially shut down, your brain accepts impossible situations without hesitation. Meanwhile, another region is doing the exact opposite. Your amygdala, the brain's ancient alarm system, is working overtime. This tiny structure evolved hundreds of millions of years ago to detect danger before you even consciously recognize it. To your amygdala, survival is everything. It doesn't care whether the danger is real or imaginary. It only asks one question: are we about to die? If the answer appears to be yes, it reacts immediately. That's why nightmares feel so terrifying. They aren't scary because they're visually convincing. They're scary because the emotional centers of your brain are operating at nearly full power, while the logical centers that could reassure you are asleep. As far as your biology is concerned, that shadow standing in the hallway is real. That giant wave rushing toward you? Real. That airplane falling out of the sky? Real. That cliff beneath your feet disappearing? Also real. The moment your dream reaches a life-threatening situation, your survival systems launch into emergency mode. Your hypothalamus sends an urgent distress signal through your nervous system. Within seconds, your adrenal glands begin flooding your body with adrenaline and cortisol, the exact same chemicals released during genuine life-or-death emergencies. Your heart rate accelerates, your blood pressure rises, your breathing becomes rapid, your pupils prepare to widen. Blood is redirected toward your muscles, your body is preparing for combat. Except, you're lying perfectly still in bed. Normally, that isn't a problem. During REM sleep, your brain activates something called REM atonia, a temporary paralysis that disconnects your muscles from your brain. It's an incredibly clever safety mechanism. Without it, people would physically run, punch, kick, or jump every time they dreamed. In fact, people who lose REM atonia due to a neurological disorder have been known to leap out of bed, attack furniture, or injure themselves while acting out dreams they never realized weren't real. So, your body remains frozen, but your nervous system doesn't. As the nightmare reaches its climax, the chemical storm inside your body becomes stronger and stronger. Eventually, something has to give. The adrenaline surge becomes so overwhelming that your sleeping brain simply cannot maintain REM sleep anymore. The dream collapses. Your eyes fly open. Your heart is racing. Your breathing is out of control. For several seconds, your body is still convinced that danger is real, even though your conscious mind has returned. That's why nightmares can feel real long after you've woken up. Your brain doesn't instantly switch off survival mode. It has to slowly convince itself that you're actually safe. So, no, You don't wake up because your brain doesn't know what death looks like. Your brain is perfectly capable of imagining death. What it cannot ignore is the massive biological emergency it just created inside your own body. You are literally shocked awake by your own survival instincts. But here's where things become even stranger. What happens if that adrenaline surge isn't powerful enough? What if your body doesn't wake up? Do you actually experience dying inside the dream? Surprisingly, psychologists have spent decades collecting reports from people who did exactly that. Instead of waking up, many describe the dream continuing in bizarre and unexpected ways. Some say they watched their own body from above as if they had become a ghost. Others describe floating peacefully through darkness with no fear at all. Some report that the world simply faded to black before another dream suddenly began. Others say everything instantly restarted, almost like respawning in a video game. Your brain refuses to let the dream end. It improvises, it rewrites the story, it changes the rules, anything to keep the dream running. Because from your brain's perspective, the dream isn't a movie, it's an active simulation, and simulations don't have to follow reality. But eventually, biology always wins. The survival chemicals continue building. Your heartbeat climbs, your breathing becomes faster, your nervous system reaches its limit, and in a fraction of a second, you're ripped back into the real world. The nightmare ends. The ceiling comes into focus. You take one enormous breath, and for a few moments, you're grateful that none of it actually happened. Except, your body isn't entirely convinced, which raises an even more unsettling question. If your brain can accidentally convince itself that you're dying while you're asleep, what else can it misunderstand? Because there's another ancient survival glitch that millions of people experience almost every single night. It happens at the exact opposite moment, not when you're waking up, but when you're falling asleep. 1 second you're comfortable, the next your entire body violently jerks as if you've just fallen off a building. It's called a hypnic jerk, and the evolutionary reason your brain does this is even stranger than your nightmares.